All right, boys. I mean, I think it's due time we start our starter squads anyways. On the 2 hour a day Poor Man Road to Glory that we're doing this year, that's the story of it. Poor Man Road to Glory is coming back. No FIFA Point Road to Glory is coming back. But we're limiting ourselves to about 2 hours a day, which will then be uploaded to YouTube, of course. 2 to 3 hours a day, but call it 2 hours a day. So usually my Road to Glories are very dependent on the initial pack luck, pack pulls, that type of thing. But I do want to start building out some teams. We've been looking at some of the players that have been released and some of the overall leagues. And to me, La Liga and Serie A seem to be very, very overpowered. So for a starter squad, I wanted to put together a La Liga starter and then maybe an off-league starter as well. So maybe today we'll do a La Liga and a Saudi League starter squad and see what we can do for 50K, under 50K, for what I think will be under a 50K squad, and what could be maybe an under 100K squad too. Now, the easiest way to get this going is usually to have a 4-3-3. Allows you to use cheap wingers. We can even start with a 4-3-3 flat and see how that goes. So we'll piece together what I think will be a very good La Liga squad, and then you guys can argue both in the Twitch chat and in the comments, of course, as to whether or not you think this is a 50K squad or a 100K squad, or sometimes you'll watch a content creator title a video 50K starter squad for the Prem, and they'll have a Jeremy Doku at right wing who'll probably be 50K on their own, right? Or the previous years, this guy is always the guy that gets into people's starter squads, and he'll probably be worth an absolute bomb. How do I look at his in-games, by the way? There we go. So to start off the La Liga starter squad, I would love to get someone like this in the team, but do you guys all agree, or what do you guys think? Let's say we'll start with the Twitch chat. YouTube comments can fill in how they want. There's no way this guy gets into a starter squad. Do you think? I really, now I understand that most people are going to be starting with 4,600 FIFA points. So that's something else you got to remember, guys. That's something else you got to remember, that this year and last year and maybe even the year before, the cost of early players is not as exorbitant as it used to be, because the FIFA community goes nuts dumping their either free FIFA points, or not only do they dump their free FIFA points, but a lot of people, even that run Road to Glories, will dump 12K FIFA points at the start of the year and have that as their way to build up their account from the beginning and then not add any money after. You can still call that an RTG. RTG is whatever you define it, right? My Poor Man Road to Glory series, the only rule in the series is no FIFA points. And of course, this year, only 2 hours a day on the account. So I actually think this guy won't be as expensive as people think, but I don't think he'll be cheaper than probably like 10, 15K to begin. It's the 84 shooting this year that I really think is going to cause his price to increase, and the 4-star, and the dribbling. Like, he's just the perfect starter striker. So as much as I'd love to add him into the team, I don't think he gets in. But my God, does he look good? Can we put him on the, okay, we can't put him on the bench just yet. So for me, I don't know if Correa gets into the starter setup. I don't know if someone like João Felix gets in, but an interesting one would be one of two here. First of all, Ferran Torres, if you look at the right side, could be a very, very good option. And with how many awesome attackers there are, he might be relatively inexpensive. And if he's a bit expensive, then I guarantee you someone like Inaki Williams won't be that overpriced. So I think for a starter squad, either Ferran Torres or an Inaki Williams would be good. I really don't think you need to go down as low as a Morata or a Mateus Cunha or anything like that. I mean, Avila looks like he'd be usable as well with that 70 or 81 shooting. But I seriously think a Ferran Torres won't be that expensive. Williams, we all tend to use as a day one player, but I think Ferran is perfectly fine as that focal striker. Again, if you have a look at him, 4-star. Honestly, he's probably what you'd consider the Poor Man Road to Glory's Correa, no? And I'd be willing to bet that this guy's not much. I really don't think he's going to be that much. The rating is a little bit higher, but what are we saying? He might be 2K, 3K? He's not going to be much more than that. So for me at striker, the 4-star is important. He's also very versatile. The pace would probably not be great to use him out wide, but I think centrally he'll be absolutely fantastic. So I think we stick with him. Out wide, I honestly haven't really looked into it too much. Obviously, selfishly, I'd want to use Rafi. I think this year Rafi on my maybe the poor man RTG actually would be super fun to pick Rafi as our Evo card. I was thinking someone like Archie Gray on the RTG would be an Evo card to start with, but Rafi could be cool, you know. The thing is Rafi, look, we're not going to put him in a starter team. Rafi's going to be expensive. Last year, everybody lost their mind at me when I said Rafi wouldn't be as expensive as people were thinking, and he wasn't. Rafi was what? After 5 days, Rafi was like 5K or 6K, something like that. So I was kind of proven right last year. Now, Rafi's even better this year, better rated, better card. So I don't think Rafi will be very, very usable. But as a starter squad, someone that's been lighting it up and a nation that has been lighting it up like crazy is I would love to go with a Kubo personally. The Japanese Leo Messi, in my opinion, left-footed as far as I can remember. We used him for a couple of seasons as a silver previously. Is he left-footed? Yeah. And again, very versatile. So can be played at striker depending on how you want to fit him into the formation. Can be used at right wing to start or cam. I think he's a perfect card. Maybe the issue with him is medium work rates, but I really do think this Kubo will be pretty cheap, man. The dribbling is good. The passing and the shooting is kind of nice and balanced. So I personally would roll with this guy. Now, would you give him a Maestro to improve those long shots and whatnot? I think Maestro, I don't know if, they haven't sorted it out yet, but I'm sure that'll be in the coding soon. So for me, Kubo gets in there. Again, what do we think? I honestly think Kubo will be about 1,000 coins. I think on our 2-hour-a-day Poor Man Road to Glory, by the end of the first day on the web app, we'll probably be able to have these two in the squad. I really believe that. And I'm going to bring the alerts back, of course, as well. Elliot, thank you so much, man. Appreciate the bits. Sideline Sven, thank you for the 32 months as well. Appreciate you. Morton, thank you for the 59 months. Shamaki, thank you for the 44 months. Jay, thank you for the 23 months as well. I appreciate you guys so much.
Amen.
Thank you. All right, so that's my left-footed attacker. We'll probably have Kubo out wide left in the 4-2-3-1, 72 depth ultra attack tiki-taka wonder squad starter team. Now, the left wing is usually going to be right-footed. I focus on, and they will be swapped over to the right side of the field in my 4-2-3-1 formation. So who do we go with here? Boys? João Felix. I mean, obviously, Vinny's going to be impossible to get. He'll be so attractive for everyone, so expensive. Him and Rodrigo will both be so much money. See how much of a baller Rodrigo is on the left for Brazil? It's crazy, man. Him and Vinny both love the left. Obviously, at Real Madrid, that's not going to really work, but just interesting. Gavi. Corona could be interesting. I know his shooting is awful, but Corona could be interesting. There's not that many good left-sided players, though, huh? If I swap Kubo over here off of Chem, what are the right-sided guys looking like? Is there someone else I could use? No, because they would show up, right? On that side of the field? Yeah. Okay, that's not ideal, boys. Oh, wait, is Corona gone? Is he in the Mexican League? Okay, never mind. We're thinking João Felix just because it's a new Barca player, and João Felix is kind of I think João Felix is gonna rip it at Barca under Xavi. I mean, it's his dream club, it's his favorite club, right? So I think João Felix is gonna be super motivated. Do we think someone like João Felix would be really expensive? I mean, pace-wise, we could do Ferran, yeah, you're right. And then look for a different striker. That's not a bad shout. Shift Ferran Torres out wide. I mean, 83 pace isn't amazing, but Kubo only has 84. Like we said, Correa's going to be too expensive. I wonder how much like an 85 rated Iago Aspas would be at striker. I bet you he'll be cheap. But if we're talking a good finisher at striker, do I dare go with someone like Morata? What do you guys think? Or Moreno, just that 85 shooting? I mean, look, the striker position in my 4-2-3-1 setup is basically a target man, right? Unless you have a Cruyff that can melt people. Iago Aspas will be 7 to 8K. You think? Maybe purely because of the rating? Yeah, you might be right, guys.
Hey, man.
I don't know, man. I mean, we could go just sweaty with Inaki Williams for the 94 pace, but you guys know how I play. I don't really play with pace. I think I'd rather take the better dribbling, passing, and shooting of a Moreno. Damn, this Moreno kind of looks good. Right-footed, 4-star weak foot. Wait, no, he's left-footed. Oh, that might confuse me. Damn, Moreno does look good though, boys. 92 finishing? This Moreno will be discard. I'm telling you, this Moreno will be 1,000 to 1,500 coins. 92, I think we just found a little secret god card, boys. I think Moreno would be all right. The 81 dribbling is decent. I think with his crazy finishing, if you give him a an engine on full chem, if we give him full chem, right? I don't know why it says I can't give him full. Oh, it doesn't let. Okay. Well, once we get the team on full chem, we'll make the adjustments. I think this Moreno could be a cheap beast, boys. Mitoma left mid. This is a La Liga starter squad. Mitoma plays in the Premier League. His body type might be bad. I mean, we don't know. We don't know yet, right? So we'll have to play it by ear. Now, midfields wise, we need a creative cam, a box-to-box mid, and a DM, boys. So let's have a look at a creative cam here. What do we got? God, I really want to get Frankie on the dream team. I want to Evo Frankie for the dream team. Frankie looks so good. And then if you Evo maybe a little bit of his defending, bit of his pace, maybe a bit of his long shots, Frankie card looks pure sex. But if we're talking about the poor man setup, it's a tough one, man. This is the hardest part of building a poor man squad is the midfield. Because the midfield players that are good are always very expensive. The ones that are cheap are always terrible. Like, you'd think maybe a Lamar, but honestly, I think a Lamar might be expensive, guys. I think Lamar will be expensive. Dardare will be so expensive, guys. As a box-to-box mid, I think Lamar could be really good. But I just think he'll be a lot of money, boys. Sao as a DM, as a starter DM, could be good. With a Sentinel or a Backbone, he's got okay pace. I think we started with Sao, didn't we? Okay, so if I switch to a 4-3-3-4, will other cams show up that might be a bit more fitting? Oh, what about, dude, honestly, do you guys think Nabil Fekir will be expensive? Do you guys think Nabil Fekir will be expensive? I really, really like the look of Nabil Fekir this year. I just think 83 rated shouldn't mean his price is expensive, but this card looks nuts, man. We gotta remember, boys, expensive is not like 5 years ago where this card probably would have been 15K for the first 2-3 weeks, right? I genuinely think a card like this by day 5 will probably be 2,000 coins max. 10K, you think? You guys think he'll be 10K? I don't know, man. I mean, we're building a 50K squad. I don't really have anybody expensive in the team yet. This is when we finish the squad, then we can add in some top tier players or remove some top tier players if it's too expensive. The 50K is going to be pretty tough to put together. 5K feels so cheap. Yeah, but you say that, then you guys are telling me Rafi last year when I put him in my La Liga starter squad, you're like, dude, you're an idiot. Rafi's going to be 60K. Rafi was 4K by day 5, 5K by day 5. And that was Rafi. He had like 90 pace. 4-star, 4-star. For now, I think I would put Fekir in there. I really do. Manolas going to be 150K. Yeah, remember that? Remember that? For all of my old school OG viewers? Manolas going to be 150K. You don't know what you're doing. Manolas was 2K. Day 4. That we never saw that guy on the channel ever again. That guy disappeared off the channel. He never showed his face ever again. So for now, I'm considering a Nabil Fekir. How many? What does that Darder look like? Let's see. Sergi Darder. Yeah, you guys could be right. He might not be crazy expensive. It's just the. Oh, sorry. This is like basic. Is okay. Let me put him on basic here for a sec. The boosts were tripping me out. Damn, that is a hell of a balanced card, huh? I don't know, man. Medium, medium, and 3-star, 3-star. I don't think this guy's going to be as expensive as people think. I don't think he's going to be as expensive as people think. I actually think the medium, medium kind of ruins him a little bit, but if I'm in control of him as a box-to-box, he'll be good, man. He'll be pretty good. Him or Lamar are the two. Well, let's go look at Lamar real quick, because is Lamar high work rates? If Lamar's high work rates, I think I'd rather go Lamar. Where is Lamar? Am I blind? Where is he? Lamar is a center mid, no? There he is. I think I'm going to go Lamar. He's worse defensively, but with a Sentinel, he becomes somewhat viable. With a Sentinel, he becomes somewhat viable, guys. I mean, on basic, he looks good too. Yeah, I think I'm going to go Lamar. Darder, I'll move out of the team. Okay, now we're looking for a holding. Can he play center mid? No, he can only play cam. So that's a problem with Fekir. He's not dynamic in terms of the formation. Now we need a holding DM. Or someone that can play as a dual fulcrum with Lamar. See, DePaul, I don't think DePaul would be that expensive. He's well, start of the game he might be. I would love a DePaul Lamar setup, but I think DePaul will, DePaul? Lamar and DePaul mixed into one human? Rodrigo DePaul, I think, might be a bit expensive, and the problem is he doesn't have high defensive work rates either. So if I'm running 72 depth, bro, I will genuinely have 2 defenders. When I'm in possession of the ball, if I don't have my DM on at least high attacking defensive work rate, once I'm in possession, all my wingbacks will be up the field, both my DMs will be up the field, and all my cams and strikers, it will all be in the box. So if we lose possession, I'll have 2 center backs. Yeah, I don't think DePaul will fit anyways, unfortunately. I need more of a... I mean, Chomeni would be amazing, but do you guys not think Chomeni will be expensive? I know his pace isn't amazing, but bro, this card's gonna be cracked. If you give him an anchor, I think he goes lengthy too. So it just depends on, where is anchor? There you go.
Hey, man.
See, anchor takes him to lengthy. He's got mid 70s for pace with lengthy. Medium high work rates. I think he's going to be really expensive. Much love, Tattooed. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Yeah, I think as much as I'd love a Chomeni, I think it'd be a bit silly putting him in a starter squad. Maybe Nabil Fekir would cause a lot of people to roll their eyes in the starter squad too. That's too bad. So, Many doesn't work. Camavinga, I'd love Camavinga, but I feel like Camavinga is going to be expensive too. It might have to be Sao, guys. Sao looks like he'd be okay. Work rates are what? Medium high? I don't know if I would give him a... Oh, damn. His positioning is interesting. His agility... Dude, he's a very well-balanced card. But almost too well-balanced, so he won't get lengthy. That's interesting. Foyth can play DM as well? Well, right now we've got a... If I go with Foyth, we'd have to switch the formation up, which is okay. What does Foyth look like? Wait, Balde can play at right back as well? That's kind of cracked. A lot of right back options. Aitor Ribal with maybe a backbone could be usable if you needed the pace. Wait, where's Foyth? You guys said he could play right back as well, or is it center back? Does Foyth play center back? Oh my god, the center back options are so crazy. Oh my goodness. Sergio! Look what they did to Ramos, man. We better get a flashback Ramos, dude. He was there? Oh, did I miss him? 80 rated? 80 rated. DeMarcus, Jesus Navas. Oh, Foyth. I see. Well, nah, I kind of like the pace of Sao. I think Sao would be really good. I do. Right back wise, what are we thinking? Do you think an 82 Molina would be expensive? No, right? A non-rare is not going to be expensive. There's no way. Yes, he might link to Correa. Gives a strong link to Correa, or a super link to Correa. But do you guys really think that Molina will be expensive? I'd say 2K max. I'd say 2K max, honestly. Left back wise, who do we got here? Freaking Ferland Mendy does nothing in his career the last 4 years, and yet the last 4 years has been the most meta left back in the game for the first 5 months. Looks to be no different this year. Damn, you'd think I'm an Atletico fan, but Reynildo looks really good. Dude, 80 defending on this guy? Again, he'll be discard. Reynaldo center back cracked. Oh, can he play center back? If he can play center back, he'll be expensive. Does he have a center? Ah, no. He's medium high, left footed, can play center back. What's his height, guys? 1.8 meters. So yeah, he's like 6 foot. Nah, he'll be expensive. I feel like he'll be expensive purely because a lot of people will be sweaty and want to use him at center back. I think he'll be expensive. When I say expensive, I say like he'll be maybe 5K. Something along those lines, at least at the start of the game. Now, a non-rare Balde with just pace and pretty terrible stats otherwise. You guys think Balde will be expensive? I don't know, man. I know he's got the pace, so he might be 2 to 3K. But will he be much more than 2 to 3K, you think, guys? I don't think Balde will be nuts expensive. Definitely don't give him a shadow. That's insane. Why would you do that? Anchor looks to be all right to improve that physical, right? Get his strength up to 71. I really don't think Balde will be expensive. Look, you gotta relax, Siri. I'm not talking to you. I think that is well under 50K for a starter squad. The game changers here are going to be the center backs. Center backs are such a key part of a team early, man. People underpriced. People always go for high-end attackers and always go for super cheap center backs. Which I think we've gone for cheap attackers, but the center backs are going to be so important, man. No, we are going to be an Atletico squad, for sure. I mean, Hermoso looks good, but I think Hermoso has high attacking work rate. Clarky, thank you for the resub, man. Do we think Nacho will be expensive? Plebs on TikTok will say this is a 300K team. Well, they're idiots if they say that. Do you think Nacho will be expensive? I think Nacho and Jimenez could be good. 283s, maybe 2 to 4K a pop. Nacho might be a bit more. Nacho might be 4 to 5K. But we have a lot of money to work with here, guys. We probably got like 20K to work with. Maybe even 25K to work with. No worries, Titus. Much love, man. Nacho's never expensive. Yeah. Start of the game, maybe with that 75 pay. That's a really good card, by the way. Just overall, really good card. Might be a bit short, though. Either dude, Hermoso and Nacho could be such a good partnership. And then goalkeepers are usually pretty cheap. Unless it's a Ter Stegs. I think an Unai Simon would be cheap, honestly. I love their... I mean, we know their stat. There you go. 84 diving, 85 reflexes, 84 positioning. I think Unai Simon isn't going to be that expensive. Isn't Unai Simon, isn't he a starter for the Spanish national team? Are both not left-footed? So Nacho, as far as I know, is right-footed from previous years, unless... Oh, they don't even have his in-games. Okay. Which is fine. Hermoso, they don't have his in-games yet. That's fine. I'm pretty sure Nacho is right-footed. I think Hermoso's high-medium and left-footed, though. I think. So, I mean, a 50K La Liga squad boy starter team, I think this is... Yeah, exactly. I think this is barely 20 to 25K. I think the only player that might be questionable is Nabil Fekir. Maybe. Like, I genuinely think for a 50K starter squad, I think we could probably put a Correa in there.
Yo, dude, what the fuck was that?
Good, strong team, Ryan. Thank you for the gifted sub, brother. I appreciate you so much, man. I mean, this could be a 25K starter squad, man. Nacho's low high. He might have been low high, yeah, last year too, right? Oh, on FIFA 23, yeah. We could definitely upgrade. Do we want to go all out and go for a Correa? Do we want to go for a Correa? I mean, we could. I think the weakest part of this team is the DM. What do you guys think if we did this? 50K starter squad with many? Possible? This keeps us under 50K. Nope. I mean, this is 1,000. That's maybe 1,000 or 2,000. That's 1,000. Like, the front line is not even 5K. I think Fekir might be 5K. Lamar is going to be near discard, I personally think. Maybe 2K. That's like 15K-ish here. The back line, I think, is going to be cheap, man. I think the back line will be max 10K. Max 10K. That's like 25K. And then you add Tchouameni in there. 70K? For Tchouameni, you think? I don't think Tchouameni will be anywhere near 70K. I don't think Tchouameni will be 70K. Yeah, like, you think an 84 rated card is going to be 70K? You're stuck in old school FIFA, man. I mean, he wasn't anywhere near as good, but this would be a good test here, right? If we go over to my homies at Futbin, okay, he was 82 rated, so it's going to be a little bit different, right? But just to get an idea on a card like him, does this card look better than previous years? No, I would say it's about similar to the 84. So 4K on the web app. I mean, 12K in October, 10K, 12K, and then absolutely plummets a day later down to 2K. So a week into the game, he's 2K. Now, I know the 84 is going to be a little bit different, but that price tracking could be similar. Honestly, I don't think he'll be more than 15K. I really don't think he'll be more than 15K. And he was super hyped last year. Yeah. I think this is very... Oh, he had a one to watch was what made his price so stupidly expensive. Right. He had a one to watch. That's why too. Honestly, I don't think this Tchouameni will be more than 10, 15K. You can quote it in the comments. Put Nick says Tchouameni will be 10 to 15K. We should revisit this again. We should revisit it. Last year we were right on almost all of our price predictions. I think 10, 15K. I mean, the crazy thing is this squad is max 30, 40K. I honestly think this is max a 30 to 40K squad. Correa would be pushing the limit, I'll admit. I think if we go with Correa, like I'm sure a lot of other content creators would go with, I think this squad would be pushing the limit of 50K. I think Correa will be nuts hyped. Like, Correa even last year was a good card, right? Correa was in everybody's starter team. if I click here and then it'll take me to his gold too, right? I think, yeah. 83 rated. So last year he was a bit higher rated. Last year you'd argue Correa was a better card, actually. So let's see. 7K on PC. Yeah, see? 25K? I think Correa is going to be at least 25K. He's a lower rated card. Correa wasn't expensive, he says, as we're looking at the stats tracking from the start of the game. What's that website? This is Futbin. These are my friends and absolute homies. I've been using Futbin for damn near 10 years. Since as long as my channel's been around, pretty much. And then oddly enough, by the first week he was down to 5-6K. He was super expensive for launch. This is why if you're running a rich man or you're grinding packs, honestly, your first week should be using untradeable players. Everything you pack, you sell, man. The market just eats shit by about the second week, which is funny. There's a little bit the price rise, I think, is actually the launch of FUT Champs, right? I think the price he goes up a little bit because people are prepping for champs, but I think if you're grinding on an RTG, you try and use relatively cheap players, and then after that, by about FUT Champs, then you build your actual teams. But even having said that, if you wanted to ball out, I truly believe that this is a viable team. I really do. I do think that Correa and Tchouaméni are going to probably be together about 30K. Maybe a bit more. So I think Correa takes us over the limit big time. But then that makes me think, if Correa is going to be 20K, realistically, how much is an 84 Memphis going to be? I think I can use this as a 50K starter team, man. Pull Correa out. I think Correa will be expensive and it'll cause everyone in the comments to lose their mind. But I think this squad is easily a 40 to 50K squad. Tchouaméni 10K max. Honestly, I think Memphis will be 5-10K max. That's 20K between the two of them, and the rest of this team will barely be 20 to 30K. Like, that is a hell of a start. I told you guys that I thought, truly I thought, that La Liga was going to be a god league for starter squads. Like, look at that team, man. You should easily be able to run show in FUT Champs with that team for the start of the year. Seriously. Memphis will be expensive? Nah, no chance. No chance he'll be expensive. And even if he is expensive is 5 or 10K max. That's a team, boys. In my opinion, that is a hell of a La Liga starter squad. You know what? The Saudi team will even lower league squads. I think we'll just have this be our La Liga starter squad. Let me know what you guys think in terms of my 50K La Liga starter squad. But I think that is a hell of a setup, man. And I think it'll be well under 50K. I'm thinking it's closer to 40K than 50K.